Hello, and welcome to Navigating Cancer Together. I am your host, Talaya Dindy. This is a Talk with Talaya episode, and it has been a while since I have done one of these. So I figured, what time better than now? Because today is International Forgiveness Day. Forgiveness. Boy, that's a huge topic. So I felt like today is a great day to join you again for a Talk with Talea segment. International Forgiveness Day is a day to spread awareness about the healing power of forgiveness and to create a safer, more joyful, and peaceful world and life. Let's really talk about what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is the cancellation of resentment, indignation, or anger because of a perceived offense, disagreement, or mistake, or ceasing to demand punishment or restitution. The Oxford English Dictionary defines forgiveness as to grant free pardon, to give up all claim on account of an offense or debt. Forgiveness is not a feeling, it's an act. Actually, it's an act of obedience to God. Forgiveness is not pretending that you were not hurt. Forgiveness is not overlooking a problem or excusing bad behavior without consequences or letting someone continue to treat you badly. You may be wondering what forgiveness has to do with cancer. It actually has a lot to do with cancer because when we're not able to forgive, it leads to resentment. And resentment can actually impact our health in a negative way. When I was initially diagnosed with cancer, the main question that myself and many people have is what caused it? There really is no definitive answer. Just that it is caused by changes to genes that control the way our cells function, especially how they grow and divide. I wanted more specific answers. So while on my healing journey, I took the time to learn a lot about healing and my body. I didn't learn just about the typical medical stuff, but I also learned about how our emotions, thoughts, and feelings play a big part in our health. This past week, resentment has come up several times in several different discussions I've had. You know what that means. It is something that I need to talk about, revisit, and examine on a deeper level. In holistic health, it is believed that all body pain and illnesses are the result of unhealed emotions of our past, and cancer is the result of long-standing resentment, especially childhood resentment, which is anger that a child feels against a parent. It could be caused by emotional neglect, physical, mental, or sexual abuse, as well as unrealistic expectations of the child, being critical of the child, and more. Sadly to say, childhood resentment usually starts at home and can extend into adulthood. In the book, The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal, resentment is defined as a deep hurt that suppressed and unexpressed becomes anger. It is usually directed toward a family member or someone close and frequently comes out when you feel that you have been treated unfairly or taken advantage of. Oh, yes, I have carried my fair share of resentment. Long term resentment can create distrust, which causes you to always have a wall up and be guarded. Aina goes on to say that physically, resentment can lead to tumors, syphilis, osteoporosis, lupus, back pain, and more. Those are all good reasons to let go of resentment. Let me share a story with you about a young girl. And the point of this story is to help you visualize and see different things that can create childhood resentment. There's a girl, she's about, let's say, 14, 15 years old. And her dad says, we're going to go take a trip this weekend to see one of your favorite uncles. So, of course, the girl is excited. She's going to see one of her favorite uncles and she's going to get a chance to see something different. They get on the road, they start driving, and after about 20, 30 minutes or so, the girl is smart enough to know that the way that they're going isn't the way to her uncle's house. She starts to ask her father questions like, where are we going? This isn't the way. Why are we going this way? And her father proceeds to say, "Oh, don't worry about it. You'll see when we get there." After about 30 minutes or so of driving, they pull up to this rec center, get out of the car, and of course, the girl's like, "Why are we here? Why did we stop here?" Just a flurry of questions, rightfully so. They walk into this rec center, and as they're walking in, there's three little kids who run up to the girl's father and say, "Dad." The girl starts to look around as if, who are they talking to? They can't be talking to my dad. And so the girl proceeds to ask her dad, "Who are they? Are they talking to you?" He says, "Yes, these are your brothers and sisters." Of course, the wind was knocked out of her. She felt a flurry of emotions: anger, hurt, pain, distrust. You name it, she felt it. And he proceeded to tell her, "I need for you to help take care of them this weekend. Their mom is in jail again, and I can't take care of them by myself. They have been in foster care before, and if they go back again, they will get taken. So I need your help. And oh, by the way, don't tell your mother." I'm going to let that sit right there for a moment so you can experience what this young girl felt. She stood there thinking, what the hell is going on? What have I been brought into? So I'm expected to betray my mom? You're already betraying me. I'm expected to lie to my mom? All the while, she's trying to grasp that there are these siblings standing in front of her that she knows nothing about, has never seen them before, but yet she's expected to show this love and concern for them after she's been ambushed. So she's mad. She's trying to get a grasp of what is going on. That is a lot for a 14 or 15-year-old, on top of all the normal teenage stuff. This is an example of how resentment can fester, how it starts, how it can lead to adulthood anger challenges, relationship challenges, and all of those things. It's an example of how, when people are not considerate of others and their feelings, how it can lead to deep seated trauma and even illness. Again, I share this story and example of how much resentment can impact our health, not only our physical health, but our mental health as well. Okay, so after that heavy story, let's talk about how to let go of resentment and forgive, and what steps you can take to get that started. The first thing is, keep in mind the most important reason to forgive, and that is forgiveness is something that God has already granted us. Ephesians 4:32 says, "And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you." Also, acknowledge your emotions about the harm done to you and how they affect your behavior. Realize that the power is within you. You have a choice. Holding on to anger can't change the past and what has happened, and you can't control or change others. Remind yourself that forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Think about how forgiveness will benefit you. Ask, is it preventing you from being happy and enjoying life? If applicable, acknowledge your part in allowing the abuse to occur. Forgive yourself for that and decide not to let it happen again. And if you can't forgive, practice deliberate forgetfulness. I'll say that again. If you're not at a point where you can forgive, practice deliberate forgetfulness. Always talk with a therapist or counselor if you find it difficult to forgive others for any wrong. And to be honest with you, talking with a therapist has helped me with resentment. So let's move on to some benefits of forgiveness. Actually, forgiveness can lead to a happier and healthier life, along with a sound mind, all of which can help you achieve other goals in life. Forgiveness helps you to have a stronger immune system and improved heart health. Forgiveness also fosters improved mental health, better and healthier relationships, and a deeper sense of purpose and self worth, and a feeling of connection to others. I have done several podcast episodes in the past where guests have talked about topics such as resentment and emotional healing. I will give you a couple of those, and you can go back and listen to them later if you choose. One of them is how to heal, speak to your soul, and keep your ego in check with Lads Talk Health. Another one is the benefits of brain spotting for people impacted by cancer with Marin Meadow. Another, the emotional pillars of healing with Crystal Griner. Emotional Freedom Techniques, EFT, a self help tool for cancer with Deborah Miller and Stephanie Marone. Healing and why what's really going on under the surface matters. That's with Deborah Wayne. How insight and changing our signal can lead to inner peace and healing with Ann Hintz, and many others. I will include the links to these episodes in the listen notes. Also, coming up in October, I will be talking with Vishnupriya Aristo. She is the founder of Zero Point Healing. We'll be talking about cancer, resentment, unhealed emotions, and how holistic health can help. I would also like to tell you about some books on forgiveness. The first one is Forgiveness 21 Days to Forgive Everyone for Everything by Ayanla Van Zant. The other one is Forgiveness is a Choice, a step-by-step process for resolving anger and restoring hope by Dr. Robert Enright. Thank you for joining me for this Talk with Talaya episode about resentment, forgiveness, and taking your power back. If you enjoyed this episode and you have found it helpful, please like, leave a rating and review, share, and subscribe. The Navigating Cancer Together podcast can be found on my website, and that's at ontheotherSide.life /navigating-cancer-together-podcast. You can also find it on any podcast player such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. If you know of someone who has been diagnosed with cancer or a caregiver who could use some uplifting words and encouragement, stop by my gift shop at ontheotherside.life. Head over to the gift shop tab and gift them some beautiful affirmation cards. As always, thank you and I appreciate you. Until next time, let's keep navigating cancer together. Take care.